Troy. I am welcome to Trading Livevol. This is Stephen Troy. I might have actually started a little too early, but basically today I'm doing this about 30 minutes before the usual time because I got a lot of stuff to do, and this was the only time I can do it. So the good news is it was kind of a quiet day, so there isn't much going on really. So let me talk about NQ real quick. If you guys heard me yesterday, I was trying to work this 8 straddle where I sold 2 calls and sold 1 put at 150. I never got filled, and now I wish I did, because it would have been pretty much a perfect trade, but it didn't happen. So it is what it is. I did see an interesting trade in EEM. So this person did this 25,000 lot trade where they sold the June 43.5 and bought the June 38 puts. And these things look like they just went up as well. So I'll talk about that a little later. So I was researching what these were. So if I go to time and sales, I want to see if it was tied to stock. So this is how you can actually figure out if it's tied to stock or not. And 1030, yeah, you see this million print right here for 42.80. It was done on Chicago, and it was a part of a derivative. So this was a part of the trade, and that trade that I looked at happened at 10:29, and this print went up at 10:30. So by doing this trade, this person basically put up risk reversal, and let me actually see if and I'm gonna check it out. So okay, it might actually be working right now. So okay, maybe not, but maybe so. But I'm gonna try it anyway. So right here, I'm gonna put this in, right? I'm selling 25,000, buying 25,000, and buying 1 million shares. So a lot of times when I try to figure out what these guys are doing, I just kind of punch it in there. So this guy sold 25,000 of these. He bought 25,000 of these. Actually, that might be a little too 250,000, a little too much. Right, so see how 25,000, this almost gets you like short 1 million deltas, and he bought 2 million. He basically did that using 40 delta, right? So he did this. Let me see if I can see it. Okay. Right, so this is basically his trade. So what he's saying with that trade is that EEM is going to most likely stay right around here, the 43.5 range. So it's going to move up a little, or it's going to really go down below 35. His worst spot really is, for whatever reason, if it just goes down a little bit to this $38 range, or if it rockets up beyond $45 range. So I thought it was pretty interesting. It's kind of like a ratio spread, basically, but he's doing it with stock, and he's doing it with less delta, right? So he's actually saying it's going to go to 43.50 would be his best spot, because he's short 25,000 of them, and he's long 1 million shares. So he'll make about $1.7 million. So that that seems like what he's thinking. As you guys know, I just sell puts and calls on this on regular basis. I think I have a working trade right now on EM. Yeah, so the May 43.5s. Yeah, so I'm trying to sell these for 24 cents. I'll see if I get filled or not. Okay. XLU. So I know something looking at XLU. I know I was going to use this as like my long stock, no matter what. But I did find something interesting when I was looking at the charts. So I was looking at the weeklies, and I noticed like last year, it also went up the first half of the year, and then basically it just hung around at the same spot, and even actually ended a little down. So this is very similar to how it happened this month, this first half of the year. So maybe it might happen again where it kind of goes down. So I guess I'm not as bullish. Maybe I'm a little more cautious, and only because people have been coming in and buying puts, right? So just so you guys know, the other day people were coming in to buy these puts, right? So they traded like 8,000 of them, and they bought them for like 26 cents or something. Let me actually see. We'll click on the tab. Yeah, so you see all these are June 42 puts. Yeah, so these May 23 42 puts they were buying. Let's see about the June 42 puts. And I think they were buying these too. So it looks like the open interest is going. So there are people accumulating these 42 puts. Apparently, maybe they think it's going to go down, right? Which makes me want to be less long, basically. So I was thinking maybe selling this out for like 4.25. Let's see if that's actually correct price. 425 is 42.25. Okay, I think I can do that. But so I have one lot out, so I'm gonna try to do like a 1x4 and not lean as. So I'm gonna actually be even more ratioed spread just because I feel like the upside is less on this one. Because yesterday I was kind of like checking out my positions afterwards, and I wasn't as sure about this as the other one. So I'm gonna try to sell these and see what happens. 34 cents, 6, 9, 70. Yeah, so I might be able to get this off. Okay, so I saw some other stock, WWE. I don't know if you guys ever watch these guys. Basically, it's like the World Wrestling Entertainment. I think when I was there, it was maybe World Wrestling Federation, but maybe they changed. Well, anyway, they signed a new contract with the cable network, and I guess people weren't that happy with it. So the stock lost like 42%. I was thinking of maybe trading something, but there isn't any strike. Maybe they added some now. Let me actually see. Yeah, so they didn't add any May strikes, so there's really nothing to sell. If there was some at the monies, you could kind of play around with it and take some advantage, like kind of like NQ, but that didn't happen. HSH. Um, so I have this, spread on because people bought this, and so I want to pay less. So I basically, if I get away with it, I'll own those for 17 cents. And looks like there's some little more call buying, but basically everything's calmed down, right? So I sell this. If this thing goes out worthless today, basically I would have bought this for 17 cents. On Monday, what I might do, because these are worth 45 cents now, right? So if I paid 17 cents 5 times, it would have cost me 85 bucks. So I can sell maybe 2 of those, and then I would own these for free, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I'll wait until Monday. Symantec, I bought this spread for 14 cents, piggybacking the other guy's trade. Basically, it didn't work out, but you see these puts. So if you guys want to know how much to do this spread for, basically you can kind of look at the put price, right? Why the put price? Because after expiration today, by being short the stock and long these calls, you have basically had the same position as synthetically owning these puts, right? I'll say that again. By being short these in-the-money options that are going to expire and turn into stock. So basically what you're going to be left with if you don't do anything today is I'm going to be left with owning 15 of the June 20 calls, and I'm going to be short 1,500 shares because basically these are in the money and they're expiring today. So synthetically, by owning the calls and being short the stock, I'm actually long these puts synthetically. So my P&L graph looks exactly the same as though if I bought these myself, right? So if for those of you guys doing the roll, trying to figure out what the fair price is, well, just look at the put price. You can kind of see what the fair value is, and you can put it in that way. So I actually, I'm working 9 cents right now, trying to get it. See if I can get it or not. I'll just have to see. So if I look at the chart, right, it looks kind of bullish, but maybe it might halt right here and then maybe go back down, right? So you see how it's been on this little downtrend. This could mean that it actually broke the downtrend and it's now headed back up, or basically it's just a bounce and it's going to sell off again. Either case, I wouldn't mind just owning puts for owning these puts for a whole month for a dime is not that bad a deal. So I'm thinking of maybe doing it, but not sure if I want to do all 15 of them, right? Plus, that means I need more money in the account. So that's something I have to consider. But I'm thinking of maybe getting out of 10 of them, which means I don't need as much money to basically have this short stock position. But anyway, that's what I have in that one. Generally, let me just talk about the SPX. If you look at the Pro Scanner, and I'm going to just do the order flow. So I do check these as well. So when I look at the negative deltas, where people are betting negatively, you see SPY here, EEM, SPX. So maybe people are worried, and sometimes that's signaling the bottom. But I'm just checking this, and a lot of times what happens is these are indexes, so the indexes tend to be up there anyway. But it was just interesting watching this, that people are buying some protection, like EEM, as I told you. Let's see what's going on SPY. Yeah, so 2-to-1 puts. But if you see the largest block trades, looks like they're actually selling. So this guy's actually selling the 84.89 strangle for over $3, which doesn't actually sound too bad. Oh, I guess it's June. Yeah, so it's June, so it's not. Thought it was something shorter. So yeah, so looks like people are a little more careful. Just if you are listening to the cable channels, basically that thing just kind of makes you bearish in the past 3 or 4 days, but it always does that. And then when the market turns back up, they're extremely bullish. So that in itself is something you have to consider. These bands they kind of go tight and wide, and so right now they're kind of tightening, which might indicate that maybe there might be a move here that's going to happen here pretty soon. But in any case, you know, for me, I just feel like being in neutral, and you know, in the long run, that might be a mistake. But you know, I just don't feel comfortable yet leaning long. So I think I'd rather, like, you know, once I know the breakout, like I'll probably miss this move if this is the case, and then maybe try to lean long here. But you know, maybe miss this move and lean long. But right now, it just seems like it's kind of stagnant. So as long as it's stagnant right now, it just, you know, I just don't feel as confident. Although I always talk about this long-term trend, right? So I like following trend, and to me, this long-term trend is still intact. So most likely the market is bullish. Just I don't know why, but I'm a little more worried about it. So I'm less willing to lean long. And it's weird that I was thinking that, and then guys like Tepper announced on like the conference in Las Vegas that they are reducing their longs by 40% or something, right? So, you know, maybe like they're seeing all the action and they're not liking it as much, right? So it's like, you know, as you trade, you kind of see a lot of markets, and the ones that are, if you're in a really bullish market, it's very predictable. Like it just kind of like, it has this like stepping like this, like boom, 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 boom. It's very predictable, and I think in the last like 3 or 4 months, there were a lot of head fakes, which makes it less predictable. And if it's less predictable, maybe the trend's going to end, right? So I'm just interpolating what I'm thinking, but that doesn't mean I don't think it's going to go up, which is kind of strange because I'm not really leaning long, but I still think there could be another up movement, especially since all the economic news seems to be kind of bullish, and they seem to be getting better. But in the end, I'm just going to stay neutral for now, and then see what happens down the road. I think my general thing is still going to stay the same, which is I want to start being positive theta and trying to get some gamma by buying low vol and selling high vol. And I think I want to kind of like try to figure this out, and where I don't have to maintain it for a long time, right? So I don't have to be there like day to day, but just put it on as a package and go away and try to collect little bit each every day. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I think I've gotten better. I would say I'm nowhere close to where I want to be, but I'm getting better, and eventually I'll figure it out, and once it does, then my account should start going up on a pretty decent pace. So that's kind of what I'm working for. But for today, there's nothing much going on. I'll talk to you guys next Monday. If you guys want a trial, basically go to livevol.com. You can go to LivevolX and you can try it out for free. And this Barron's is a pretty good article. So this software that I'm actually using to show the video is actually the exact same software that the professionals use, and they actually pay $500 a month, which you guys can try out for free. And I think if you join the broker-dealer, you actually get the software for free. You don't actually have to pay for it. So it's pretty an awesome deal, I think. And it stresses order flow and volatility. But anyway, talk to you guys on Monday, and hope your trading goes well. Take care.